After months and months of low-level announcements, Cherry Mobile just dropped a big one today. The local company has unveiled their new smartphone, the M1. The M1 boasts a whole host of firsts for the local company. USB Type-C, massive 21-megapixel Sony IMX230 sensor, and most importantly, MediaTek's beastly X20 Deca-Core processor, the first ever in Southeast Asia. Today, we'll be taking a quick look at the phone to see what it's capable of. As always, before we begin, let's take a look at the specs of this monster. In a world where there's plenty of metal smartphones at the 12,000 pesos price point, the M1 is a bit of disappointment, at least visually. Don't get us wrong, it's not ugly, it's just plain looking and slightly unassuming, which is something you don't want in a flagship phone. It's also entirely devoid of metal, though the finish on the back of the phone makes it look a little more premium than it actually feels. The phone has a slight curve to the body and feels a little hefty to the hands, but isn't too heavy. On the front of the phone, you'll see the 5.5-inch Full HD display and the front-firing dual-speaker setup. On the right side lies the volume and power button, while the power and USB Type-C is on the bottom and top. On the left side lies the SIM tray, and you'll have to use a SIM ejector to get it out, and the phone uses 2 nano SIMs. Sadly, there is no expandable storage for the device, and the 3600 mAh battery is non-removable. Flip the phone on its back and you'll see the fingerprint scanner as well as 21-megapixel rear camera with LED flash. The camera is pretty impressive, at least on paper. It's a Sony Exmor IMX230 sensor that's used by many other smartphones that are twice the price of the M1. We'll have to see for ourselves if the camera delivers on its beastly specs. While the M1 isn't the best looking phone in the market, it is certainly one of the fastest, at least for its price range. It's using MediaTek's Helio X20 Deca-Core processor along with 4GB of RAM and 32GB of non-expandable storage, topped off with Android Marshmallow. MediaTek's done a lot of work on the antenna side of things for the lower-end Helio P10, which managed to impress us with its LTE speed and GPS lock-on time. The X20 is a higher-end processor and should perform better, at least on paper. Hopefully, it's capable of delivering Cherry Mobile's promise of a faster phone at relatively low prices. That's pretty much it. We're still waiting for our review unit for the device, though you can buy the phone at the end of the month if you're in Metro Manila for 11,999 pesos.